There are 10 groups that the CCP viewed as having a protected characteristic that warrants persecution, and why. The first one is Uyghur Muslim. The CCP views the distinct ethnic and religious identity of Uyghur Muslim as a deviation from the state-promoted norm of Han cultural dominance, right? The strong sense of community and the distinct cultural practices among the Uyghurs could potentially force dissent or separatism, that which CCP see as a threat to national unity and security. The second one is Tibetan Buddhists. So the Tibetan Buddhism's deep-rooted influence and its association with the Dalai Lama, which is a figure of political and spiritual significance, are seen as the undermining of the CCP's authority. The pursuit of Tibetan independence is a direct challenge to the territorial claims and the governance of the CCP, which making this group become a target for repression to maintain their territorial integrity. And the third one is Falun Gong practitioner. So Falun Gong's rapid growth and its alternative spiritual teaching, which include beliefs and practices outside the control of the state, which pose a challenge to the CCP's ethnistic and materialistic ideology. So these groups' ability to organize and mobilize people independently from the state threatens CCP's monopoly on power. And the fourth one is democracy activists. They advocating for democratic governance and transparency, which poses a fundamental challenge to CCP's authoritarian rule. So democracy activists promotes values like freedom of speech and human rights, which can catalyze public dissent against the one-party system, which making them a significant threat in the eyes of CCP. And the fifth one is human rights lawyer. By defending individuals and groups targeted by Chinese government policies, the human rights lawyers challenge the state authority and expose abuses. This activism is perceived as destabilizing, as it encourages scrutiny of Chinese government's action and promotes legal accountability, which can undermine the CCP's control. And the sixth one is journalists and media workers. So independent journalism threatens the CCP's ability to control the narrative surrounding its governance. For the journalists who investigate and expose wrongdoing will challenge the image of the infallibility and the benevolence that the CCP seeks to project, which making them targets for suppression. And the seventh one is LGBTQ+ individuals. The expressions of non-traditional sexual orientations and gender identities can be seen as contrary to the social stability and traditional values that the CCP promotes. So the visibility and advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights can be viewed as a cultural threat to undermine the social fabric that's defined by the party. And the eighth one is religious Christian. The growth of Christianity, especially in unregistered house churches, represents an ideological and organizational challenges to the CCP. The religious belief system, which might prioritize divine over state authority, which pose a potential threat to the allegiance demanded by CCP from its citizens. And the next one is Hong Kong protesters. The mass protest in Hong Kong represents a direct challenge to the CCP's sovereignty and governance model. The demands for democratic reforms and autonomy from mainland China threaten the narrative of national unity and the effectiveness of CCP governance. And the 10th one is the rights activists. The activists working on these issues like labor rights, environment protection, and rural land rights challenge the specific government policies and practices. That's why the CCP may perceive these activists as stirring unrest and undermining state policies, which could lead to a broader social and political instability. And the last one is internet celebrities and influencers. With the rise of social media, online influencers can amass larger followings that rival state-controlled media. So that is why the CCP view these kind of influential netizens who spread unproven narratives as a threat to their control over information and public opinion.